Your daughter is faking it. My sister-in-law Amanda screamed, her manicured hands reaching for Luna's carrier. This emotional support animal nonsense has gone on long enough. She's just doing it for attention. I stepped between Amanda and my daughter's beloved cat, my heart pounding but my voice steady. Back away from Luna right now. My 8-year-old daughter Emma clutched my leg, trembling as she watched her aunt's outburst. My name is Sarah Wilson, and I never thought I'd be defending my daughter's medical needs from my own family. Luna wasn't just a pet. She was the reason Emma could finally attend school regularly after years of debilitating anxiety attacks. But Amanda had always been convinced we were somehow gaming the system. It's ridiculous, Amanda continued, her voice dripping with disdain. My kids don't need special treatment. Emma's just spoiled, and you're enabling her. She gestured wildly at Luna's carrier, where our gray tabby sat calmly, her presence already helping Emma's breathing slow down. I'd gotten used to Amanda's snide comments since Emma's diagnosis 2 years ago. The whispered remarks at family gatherings about how anxiety wasn't real in children. The social media posts about parents who coddle their kids. But this was different. This time, she'd shown up at our house unannounced, demanding to prove Emma was faking. Emma, sweetie, I said softly, keeping my eyes on Amanda. Take Luna upstairs to your room and lock the door. I need to talk to Aunt Amanda alone. Emma quickly grabbed Luna's carrier and hurried upstairs, her tiny feet pattering on the steps. Oh, really nice, Amanda sneered, teaching her to run away from her problems. No wonder she's like this. I waited until I heard Emma's door click shut before turning to face my sister-in-law. What exactly do you think you're doing, Amanda? Bursting into our home, screaming at my daughter, trying to grab her support animal? I demanded, my voice unwavering in its defense of my daughter's well-being. I'm trying to help, Amanda shot back. Everyone's talking about it, you know. How you parade around that special cat, getting accommodations at school, making Emma think she's different. It's embarrassing to the whole family. After Emma's diagnosis, the security cameras I'd installed whirred quietly in the room's corners, capturing every moment of Amanda's tirade. She had no idea that her performance was being recorded, or that every word she spat would come back to haunt her. Emma's medical needs aren't up for debate, I said firmly. Her doctors, therapists, and the school administration all agree that Luna is essential for her well-being. Your opinion on the matter is neither needed nor welcome. Amanda's face reddened. Medical needs. Please. When I was her age, we didn't have all these fancy labels. We just dealt with things. And now you've convinced her she needs some cat to function normally? I thought about the years before Luna when Emma could barely leave the house. The panic attacks that left her gasping for air in the middle of class. The birthday parties she missed. The friends she couldn't make. Luna had changed everything, her steady presence and trained responses helping Emma regulate her emotions and face her fears. The medical records don't lie, Amanda, I said quietly. Neither do the school reports showing Emma's progress since Luna became part of our family. If you'd bothered to educate yourself instead of jumping to conclusions. Medical records? Amanda scoffed. More like expensive paperwork you bought to get your way. I'm telling everyone you're using that cat to make Emma dependent on you. My phone buzzed in my pocket, probably my husband James, Emma's stepfather, checking in. He'd been worried about Amanda's recent behavior, her obsession with exposing Emma's supposed fakery growing more intense over the past few months. I think you should leave, I said, moving toward the door. And I strongly suggest you think very carefully about your next steps. Emma's medical care isn't a family debate topic. Amanda grabbed her purse, her knuckles white with rage. This isn't over. That cat is weakening my niece, and someone needs to step in. If you don't do it, I will. As she stormed out, slamming the door behind her, I let out a shaky breath. Upstairs, I could hear Luna's soft purring through Emma's door, already helping my daughter calm down from the confrontation. I pulled out my phone and clicked on the security camera app, watching the recording of Amanda's outburst. She didn't know that this wasn't the first time I documented her behavior. I had years of evidence. Text messages dismissing Emma's diagnosis, social media posts mocking emotional support animals, recordings of her telling other family members that Emma was just sensitive and I was overprotective. Each incident was carefully saved and dated, building a case I hoped I'd never need to use. But as I watched Amanda's car speed away, I had a sinking feeling that today's confrontation was just the beginning. She'd always needed to be correct and in control, and Emma's condition challenged her rigid worldview in ways she couldn't accept. I climbed the stairs to Emma's room, knocking softly. "Sweetie, it's Mom. Can I come in?" The door opened slowly, revealing Emma sitting on her bed with Luna curled up in her lap. The cat's rhythmic purring matched my daughter's steadier breathing. "Is Aunt Amanda gone?" she asked in a small voice, her innocence and vulnerability tugging at my heartstrings. "Yes, honey, she's gone." I sat beside them, my presence a comforting shield against the storm that had just passed. "You did exactly the right thing, coming up here with Luna." Emma stroked Luna's soft fur, her fingers trembling slightly. "Why doesn't Aunt Amanda believe me? Luna helps me. She makes the scary feelings smaller." My heart ached at the confusion in her voice. "Some people have trouble understanding things they haven't experienced themselves," I explained carefully. "But that doesn't make your feelings any less real or important." As I held my daughter close, Luna's watchful green eyes never leaving Emma's face, I knew this wasn't the end of Amanda's crusade. She'd always been the family perfectionist who needed everything and everyone to fit into her narrow view of normal. My phone buzzed again, this time, a text from James. "Is everything okay? I just saw Amanda leave looking angry." I typed back quickly, "We need to talk. She tried to take Luna. Have it all on camera." Emma leaned against me, her breathing finally completely steady as Luna continued her calming presence. "Mom," she whispered, "you won't let anyone take Luna away, right?" I hugged her tighter, already planning my next steps. "No, sweetie. Luna's not going anywhere. I promise." Amanda didn't realize she'd just given me precisely what I needed, proof of her escalating behavior and willingness to harm Emma's well-being. The security cameras had caught everything. This time, I was ready to protect my daughter by any means necessary. But as I sat there, comforting Emma while Luna kept her vigilant watch, I couldn't shake the feeling that Amanda's next move would be even more drastic. She'd never handled being proven wrong, and now she'd been caught on camera trying to interfere with a child's medical support animal. I just hoped the evidence I'd gather would be enough to stop whatever she was planning next. 2 weeks after Amanda's outburst, life had settled back into our regular routine. Emma was excelling in school, Luna faithfully by her side, and we hadn't heard a peep from my sister-in-law. I should have known the silence was a warning sign. The first red flag came through my mother-in-law's concerned phone call. "Sarah, dear, Amanda's been telling everyone at church that Emma's cat is some scam. She's showing people articles about fake service animals and saying you're teaching Emma to manipulate the system." I gripped my phone tighter, watching through the kitchen window as Emma played in the backyard, Luna observing from her cat tree on the patio. "Has she said anything specific about what she plans to do?" "That's why I'm calling." My mother-in-law's voice dropped to a whisper. She was asking about Emma's school schedule when Luna goes outside, all sorts of details that seemed odd. A chill ran down my spine. I'd installed extra security cameras around the house after Amanda's last visit, but her interest in Emma's schedule felt ominous. My instincts proved right 3 days later. I was at work when I got the alert from our home security system. Motion had been detected in the backyard. I pulled up the camera feed on my phone, my heart stopping at what I saw. Amanda was there, trying to coax Luna through the cat door with treats. Emma was at school, and Luna was supposed to meet her there in an hour for her afternoon classes, part of the approved accommodation plan we'd worked out with the school district. I immediately called James, who was working from home that day. "Amanda's trying to take Luna." Before I could say more, I watched through the camera as James burst into the backyard. "What the hell do you think you're doing?" Amanda jumped, dropping the treats. "I'm saving my niece. That cat is making her think she can't function without it. Once Emma realizes Luna's gone, she'll see she doesn't need all this special treatment." "Step away from Luna right now," James said coldly. "The police are already on their way." "The police?" Amanda laughed, but I could hear the nervousness creeping in. "For what?" "I'm doing what's best for Emma." Through the camera feed, I watched Luna retreat inside through her cat door, heading straight for her safe room, one of the behaviors she'd been trained for when sensing danger. "Best for Emma." James stepped closer. "You mean like when you tried to grab Luna 2 weeks ago? Or when you've been spreading lies about Emma's medical condition, all of which, by the way, we have documented?" Amanda's face paled. "You've been spying on me?" No, we've been protecting our daughter. Did you think we wouldn't have security cameras after your last stunt? I was already in my car, racing home when I heard the police sirens through the phone and the camera feed. Two officers approached the backyard, looking grim. Mrs. Peterson. One officer addressed Amanda. We've received reports of attempted theft of a registered emotional support animal. We'll need you to come with us to answer some questions. This is ridiculous, Amanda sputtered. It's just a cat. I'm trying to help my niece. The second officer held up a tablet. Ma'am, interference with a documented support animal is a serious offense. We have video evidence of your attempted theft today, plus previous incidents. I arrived home just as they were escorting Amanda to the police car. She saw me and her face contorted with rage. This is your fault, she screamed. You've turned everyone against me. Emma was fine before you started this whole anxiety story. I walked past her to James, who hugged me tightly. Luna's safe, he whispered. She's in her room. I already called the school to let them know what happened and that we must adjust Emma's schedule today. As the police car drove away, I sank into a kitchen chair, shaking. We need to get a restraining order. She's not going to stop. James nodded, pulling out his phone. I'll call our lawyer. We have enough evidence now. The security footage, witnesses, her social media posts. Mom? Emma's voice came through my phone. She was calling from school. Is Luna okay? My teacher said there was an incident at home. Luna's fine, sweetheart, I assured her, trying to keep my voice steady. Dad protected her. We'll bring her to school as soon as possible, okay? After calming Emma, I went to check on Luna. She was in her special room, calm and collected as always. Her training had prepared her for situations like this, but I still felt sick thinking about what could have happened if we hadn't installed those cameras. The police called that afternoon. Amanda was being charged with attempted theft and harassment. She'd been served with a temporary restraining order, barring her from coming near our house, Emma's school, or any place Luna might be. But as I sat with Luna that evening, watching her help Emma work through the anxiety of the day's events, I knew this wasn't over. Amanda's arrest would only fuel her conviction that we were the ones in the wrong. I pulled out my phone and started documenting everything again, adding today's footage to our growing file. Whatever Amanda planned next, we would be ready. We had to be. Emma's well-being depended on it. The courtroom was silent except for the soft sound of Luna's collar bell as she sat perfectly beside Emma's chair. 3 months after Amanda's arrest, we finally faced her in court. I watched my sister-in-law's face as Dr. Martinez, Emma's psychiatrist, presented his testimony. Her usual smug expression was replaced by growing dismay as he detailed Emma's medical history and Luna's crucial role in her treatment. In the 2 years since Luna became part of Emma's treatment plan, Dr. Martinez explained, her anxiety attacks have decreased by 80%. Her school attendance has normalized, and she's able to participate in social activities that were previously impossible for her. Amanda shifted uncomfortably as the doctor continued. The incident with her aunt trying to remove Luna caused a significant setback in Emma's progress. We had to adjust her treatment plan to address new fears about losing her support animal. The security footage played next. Amanda's attempts to grab Luna, her screaming at Emma, and the attempted theft are all displayed on the courtroom screens. Each clip was accompanied by dated medical records showing how her actions had affected Emma's anxiety levels. My sister-in-law needs help, I told the judge when it was my turn to speak. Her obsession with proving Emma's condition isn't real has escalated to the point of harming a child's mental health. We're not asking for jail time. We're asking for mandatory counseling and a permanent restraining order. Emma squeezed my hand as I sat down. Luna immediately pressed against her legs, helping her stay calm in the tense atmosphere. Several people in the courtroom wiped away tears as they watched their interaction. When Amanda finally spoke, her voice had lost its usual defensive edge. I didn't understand, she admitted quietly. I thought I was helping. In our family, we never talked about mental health. We just pushed through things. The judge's verdict was clear: a permanent restraining order, mandatory counseling sessions, and community service at a local mental health organization. Amanda would have to learn about the realities of anxiety disorders and the vital role of support animals. As we left the courthouse, Emma knelt to hug Luna. We did it, girl. You're staying with me forever. Luna purred loudly, touching her paw to Emma's cheek, one of her trained comfort responses. The photographer from the local paper captured the moment and later used it in their article about emotional support animals and children's mental health. 6 months later, I received an unexpected letter from Amanda. She completed her counseling and worked part-time at a therapy animal training center. "I'm sorry," she wrote, "watching those children with their support animals, seeing how they help. I understand now what Luna means to Emma. I was wrong, and I'm working to be better." Emma read the letter with Luna curled in her lap. "Do you think Aunt Amanda understands now, Mom?" I smiled, watching Luna's calming presence help Emma process this new development. "I think she's learning, sweetheart. Sometimes people need time to understand things different from what they've always believed." As Emma did her homework with Luna faithfully by her side that evening, I updated our family photo album. Next to Emma's school picture, I placed the newspaper photo of her and Luna at the courthouse. The caption read, "Local family wins landmark case for children's mental health rights." Luna's soft purr filled the room as Emma kissed her head. "You're not just my support cat," she whispered. "You're my hero." Looking at them together, I knew every battle had been worth it. Sometimes the most potent love stories aren't between people. They're between a little girl and the cat who helped her find her courage and the mother who fought to protect them both. Amanda's journey to understanding might have been difficult. Still, it led to a greater awareness in our community about mental health and the incredible bond between children and their support animals. Emma's and Luna's stories became part of a larger conversation about accepting differences and supporting children's mental health needs. The security cameras that had protected them now served a different purpose, documenting their beautiful daily interactions for Emma's video diary about life with an emotional support animal. As I watched Emma fall asleep that night, Luna crowed protectively around her. I knew we'd won more than just a court case. We'd won understanding, acceptance, and the right for Emma to heal in her way with the faithful companion who had changed all our lives. Luna's green eyes met mine in the darkness, her quiet presence a reminder that sometimes the best medicine doesn't come in pills or therapy sessions, but in the form of a gentle soul with 4 paws and unwavering love.